Hi everyone! In this video, we will simplify expressions using the order of operations with absolute value. Before we look at our expression, let's review the order of operations first. Parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide from left to right, add and subtract from left to right. Two mnemonics to help us remember this, and you can use whichever is your preference. One is the word PEMDAS, the word made from the first letter of each of the operations in the order that they go, or the phrase, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, also going with the first letter of each of the operations in the order they go, with a phrase that's kind of catchy. Parentheses or please, excuse or exponents. My dear is multiply and divide from left to right. Add and subtract from left to right, or Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Here we say parentheses are first, but there are different ways of grouping parentheses, brackets, and absolute value signs. Here I have an absolute value right here that's grouping a number of operations together that we need to complete first inside before we move on. And within a set of parentheses, we also need to continue to do the order of operations, which are starting with parentheses. So we start with the innermost parentheses and do the operation there first. 63 minus 55 is 8. And then I keep everything else exactly as it was, copying it all down perfectly because I have not done any of those operations yet. Now that I've completed the innermost parentheses, I must still do the order of operation parentheses first, or the grouping of the absolute value. And I need to do the operation inside of that absolute value first. 8 minus 8 is 0. And I still have the absolute value. Then I continue to copy everything else down because I have not done those operations yet. Now I can go ahead and evaluate the absolute values. The absolute value of 0 means that I am 0 units from 0, and the distance is 0. So it evaluates to 0. Then I have on the right-hand side the absolute value of -4. The absolute value of -4 means the distance from 0 at -4 is 4 units from 0. So it's 4. And there is an operation between the 3 and the 4. It's multiplication. So I'm going to replace the absolute values with a set of parentheses so that I remember that I have an operation of 3 times 4. Now I have two operations, addition and multiplication. I've completed the parentheses, there are no exponents, and the rest of the order of operations say that I need to multiply and divide first. So here I will multiply 3 times 4, which is 12. And then again, copy everything else down since I haven't completed those operations. Now I've completed all the multiplication and division and move to adding and subtracting. Here I have 0 plus 12, which is just 12. And we are now finished. We've simplified this entire expression down to the number 12. And we're all done.